Sectional round of the state playoffs in the books, and a couple of Division I favorites have their brackets busted already.
Coach Clausen admits this is the game we've been talking about since the offseason. This is our Super Bowl, was exactly how he phrased it. Michigan State, one of the best defensive teams in the entire Big Ten, held the Falcons to just one field goal in the first 6 minutes of the second half. No one knew it more than Johan Franzen. His hat trick in the first period was scored in just 3.5 minutes, the second fastest in playoff history.
Mark Loving's 24 points was enough to get the win over Central Catholic, but it might not be enough to get him the win. In our web poll, we're asking who's the best area freshman basketball player. There's a lot of great athletes in the City League, we know that, but who can throw down the best?
OH! Nice. Now, Jerry, I know you're a big Buckeyes fan, so I'm going to expect you leading one of those right here in the studio.
At 103 pounds, Lance Joseph is one of the smallest wrestlers at Monroe High School, but his courage might just be the greatest. Tim and Terry Joseph always knew their son Lance was a fighter. They never guessed he would turn out to be a wrestler.
It was that first match, or at least for me it was, and it was like, whoo, this is intense stuff here.
I think they were a little nervous or scared for what I went through. They didn't want me to get hurt.
Lance just started wrestling last year, and as a freshman on Monroe's varsity team, he's put together an impressive record.
Beyond weight, it is shoulder to swing.
But Lance wasn't supposed to win a single match, or even supposed to reach the mat. By now, Lance was supposed to be dead. At age 3, Lance was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. It caused nearly 80 tumors to cover his abdomen, including one the size of a grapefruit on his stomach.
There were no known survivors of the kind of cancer that Lance was diagnosed with.
That frightened me a lot, because I had 3, I didn't want to lose 1. And I want all my boys to outlive me.
The Josephs never gave up hope. They took Lance across the country for treatment with the nation's leading doctors and more than a dozen surgeries. Miraculously, and without medical explanation, Lance began defying the doctor's expectations.
When he first started, I always carried him everywhere I went. And then when towards the end there, he could walk certain times, through the airports, and then I knew he was doing better.
I was always afraid to ask for that miracle. I was always afraid to ask, for my son to make it, because I'm looking around at all these other kids, and it's like, what more would my son have to, be given a miracle than any of these other great kids up here? But we got it.
Although Lance now leads a relatively normal life, there are still lingering effects from his childhood ordeal, including shortness of breath. Still, Lance refuses to let his challenges become his limitations.
Basically, just never give up. Just keep fighting. That's what I do on the mat. Just keep going.
Tim and Terry are in the stands for all of Lance's matches. They say it is a little nerve-wracking to see him wrestle after what he's been through, but definitely worth it to see him smile when he's coming off the mat. Here at the Q, it was not a memorable performance for LeBron James. Just 3 of 14 from the field, 15 points in the game, one of his career worst playoff performances. But with the focus off of his stats, it was on to his elbow.
He struggled today, and I always talk about the law of percentages. And after today, I'm excited to see what he does on Thursday.
I know his approach has been the same. He understands how important this situation is and how much we want to win, and I think he's doing everything in his power, to try to help us win games.
They're doing a great job of, shrinking the floor. It's our job as the others, to help them out. It starts on the defensive end. Everyone has to come out, just want to play defense.
So with Game 6 in Boston and Game 7 not guaranteed, the question arises, was this LeBron James's last appearance in a Cavs uniform at the Q? Let the speculation begin. In Cleveland, Natalie Grise for T Sports. Lots of roster moves for the Mud Hens and the Tigers before today's games. Danny Worth and Armando Galarraga going up to Detroit. Max Scherzer and Scott Sizemore coming back to Toledo. But before the game at Fifth Third Field, the Hens took time to honor local legend and longtime broadcaster Frank Gilhooly. More than a dozen speakers, including Dan Cummins and Oris Tabner, shared stories about Gilhooly, some of them pretty funny, as he received the first ever Spirit of the International League award. His longtime work with the team began as a bat boy in the 1930s. Gilhooly was quick to thank the city he loves for his long career. Well deserved, and the Hens hoping for a win over Indianapolis to cap off the day, and it came down to some late inning heroics. They're down 5-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Brent DeLugich breaks his bat, a run comes in. The Hens are coming back. They're down just 1 run heading into the 9th. Deke Scram, line drive here, brings in a runner from third, and that'll tie the game up. So we go to the next batter, Robinson Diaz. He'll get a base hit, and that wins it. Mud Hens win 6-5 on Robinson's walk-off single. So the Tigers hosting the Red Sox. Armando Galarraga just called up, got the start. Pretty good day of work. He gets David Ortiz looking here. One of Galarraga's 5 strikeouts in a little over 5 innings of work, allowing just 1 run. Bottom second now, Danny Worth also up from the Hens, making his first major league at bat and making it count. Worth beats the throw to first, drives in a run. The Tigers are on the board. They led all afternoon. Ramon Santiago, some insurance runs in the 4th, and that one's gone for 2 more. Tigers win it 5-1. The Tribe wrapping up a series in Baltimore. Cleveland with a 1-run lead in the 5th, and Matt Laporta, nice shot to center field. That's his first home run of the season. Indians lead 3-0. Top of the 9th, more of the same, this time from Russell Branyan. 2 more score, and it's 5-0 Tribe. Jake Westbrook going the distance for the Indians, pitched a complete game, 13th of his career, no runs on the board, 2 outs in the 9th, and Luke Scott spoils all the fun. He spoils the shutout with a solo home run here, but Westbrook gets an honorary shaving cream pie to the face, and the Tribe take it 5-1. Few local athletes have been as dominant at track and field this year as Catherine Jamison at Ottawa Hills, but as good as her track career has been so far this season, it's her last run at it.
Catherine Jamison, remember the first time she gave hurdles a try?
My sophomore year, my coach kind of just threw me into a hurdle event, and it went pretty well.
That was a few years and a state championship ago. As good as she's been in the event, Catherine has used her athleticism at Ottawa Hills on the basketball team and playing field hockey, the sport she says is a natural fit for her.
Jamison in front, pokes it in. And
my sister plays field hockey. She got me into it when I was really young, and I just love the team aspect of it, and I don't know, it just kind of fits for me.
Next year, she'll take those skills to the next level, committing to play collegiately at Michigan State.
Well, I went to the campus and I met the coaches, and I loved it. I loved the team, and they have a great reputation of academics and athletics, so it was just perfect fit for me.
But before she becomes a Spartan, Jamison's eager to add to her hardware as a Green Bear.
It's great to have that feeling, and I definitely have to work that much harder to be able to go back there and do it again. So that's kind of hard, but it pushes me every day at practice.
Good luck to her. Now, Cavs fans, cover your eyes. The Eastern Conference Finals begin today. Ray Allen just took over for the Celtics, drains the 3 here in the 4th, and Allen finished with 25 points. Celtics led by as many as 20. The Magic did make a late run, but Boston wins 92-88. NHL playoffs now. Western Conference Finals, Blackhawks and Sharks. 3rd period, Patrick Kane to Dustin Byfuglien. His slap shot's good, and the Blackhawks take game 1, 2-1. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Dover, and it was a 2-car showdown. Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch. Now, late in the race, Johnson gets a penalty for speeding down pit road, so no one's there to stop Busch for the win. He's now 2nd in the points standing. Double round of golf at the Texas Open to make up for rain on Friday. Leader Adam Scott bogeyed 18. That left the door open for Frederick Jacobson to force a playoff. But he has to make this and can't do it, so Scott wins by a stroke, his first tour win in 2 years. And we have a playoff in the LPGA. Sayri Puck, Brittany Lincecum, and Suzanne Pedersen facing off. 3rd playoff hole, Puck from the bunker. It's a tough shot, but no problem for Sayri. She sticks it. That sets up a birdie and the win, her first since the Jamie Farr back in 07. Now, too bad there was no pool for her to jump in like at Highland Meadows. But that's it for T Sports. More News 11 after this.